Welcome again, sports fans. We are recording live on the hottest live radio, the Culdesac Show. We're your host with the most from the East Coast, talking the best sports in town. I'm your guy, Jay Irvin. We got G Nice in here.
What's good? How are you doing today?
Oh, good, man. Can't complain, It's a little windy out today. We're getting some of that hurricane weather. How you feeling about today with these sports coming today at 1 o'clock?
Oh, I like the weather because it means I can stay in the house and not go outside and just watch football for the rest of the day.
Definitely. All the excuses to turn off the phone and turn up the TV.
Exactly. Exactly. Put on the jersey, find the blanket, grab your terrible towel, swing it around the house, and scream and yell.
I don't know about no terrible towel. I'll be doing my bird call all day today.
You can call them all you want to. It's going to be a rough day for you, too.
Oh, nah. I think we're going to be pecking these lines all day, We're going to soar right over them. It's going to be an easy 15-point win,
15-point win?
15. I was going to say 14, but 15 sounds better.
15 sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds dangerous when they can't really score. They're playing catch-ups. The Stafford is like what's his name from the Colts? Andrew Luck.
Well, look at Stafford. Stafford has in his up and down games. He has one game he's thrown 4 interceptions. He has 2 games he's thrown 4 touchdowns. Malvin Jones is back for them. So,
right.
They might be able to put up some points. The defense is what I'd be scared of. To see if they can show up against you guys. Right.
But also remember, nobody haven't scored a touchdown on us yet. So, field goals, you can have them all day, but field goals is not going to put the points on the board.
This is true.
Yeah,
this is true. Coming from a team that got spanked by you guys. So,
yeah. I'm going to hold on that until y'all beat us. I didn't want to bring it up, Greg, G-Nice, but, I got to hold on to it.
People of Pittsburgh, we're critics of our own team. We know when we got our butt kicked or you guys paid the refs. Whatever the difference that was.
Oh, paid. He's taking a little cheap shots. Okay, so let's get into something because we're going to come back to that. Let's talk about this Thursday game. The Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. Cardinals won 33-21. Did you expect this, or did you really think that the 49ers was going to be the upset, like everybody said?
No, not at all. I really don't understand why Blaine Gabbert's even quarterback at all. If you listen to the game, the announcers were trying to find reasons why Blaine Gabbert should be the starting quarterback, and I don't see it.
Right.
He's the worst in the league in QBR. He's the worst in the league in yards for throwing. He's the worst in the league for completions. Mm-hmm. You're just not there. And any other team would have took their starter quarterback out and brought their backup in. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot has to do with Kaepernick and his issues that he's standing for.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, I was going to ask you that, G-Nice. Do you think it's just like the owner or what they're saying, what other people are saying, are hating against Kaepernick? They're like, look, we're going to make him sweat this out until he grows up in their eyes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I think they have people in the league or even on his team kind of out to get him on the aspect of that he kind of created this controversy, which is a good controversy. Mm-hmm. I think it's something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah, definitely.
But anytime you're the first person talking about it, you're always the first person to be scrutinized for it.
Definitely.
The game was going to be bad anyways. Arizona hasn't been able to play to their Super Bowl capabilities. Their defense has been horrible in a lot of runs. And you watch that game when the 49ers did score, it was confusion. It was not knowing who your man was.
Definitely.
And we're talking about some Pro Bowl players that just don't understand how to play defense this year.
So if the Cardinals would have lost this game, it would have kind of been like, Cardinals, you're done because there's no way you should have lost it.
Yeah, it'd be a slap in the face.
Okay.
I'd use a reference of that. I'd think like Space Jam happened in football. Like somebody stole their talent. Like I don't really know what's going on with the Cardinals.
I like that.
They're rotating 3 running backs right now. And they're all good running backs, but Johnson is your best running back. I don't understand why he's not getting you most carries.
Right.
You can't throw a ball to anybody besides Fitzgerald. And you know what? Fitzgerald to me is still an elite wide receiver, but you still have Josh Brown. You still have all those other good wide receivers to throw to. And they can't catch anything. It's just drop ball after drop ball after drop ball.
Well, you're right. I mean, even when you look at Larry, you saw that touchdown that he scored, the first touchdown. He kind of like literally walked it in. Like, nobody was covering him. So it seemed like it was kind of like a scrimmage game. There was no way they were supposed to lose it.
Larry had almost more than half of their receiving yards, 84 yards that game. Stanton only threw for 124. I mean, you you really didn't do much offense.
Six receptions for you're right.
The score was deceiving, 33-21, and you're telling me your quarterback only had 124 yards throwing in the air. Deceiving stat there.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I look at this also, this Chip Kelly thing, and I don't know if it's starting to be a returning cycle of him picking and choosing who he wants to play because of his own ego purposes. Because we look at back when he was with Philadelphia, we couldn't understand the reason why he let go Deshaun Jackson. There was rumors of saying, because he's so-called with a gang and stuff like that, and then he didn't like LaShawn McCoy's attitude and all that type of stuff. So I look at this kind of Kaepernick situation, and it's like, hey, this man, he was told to shut up. Okay, so he didn't say nothing. So he decided to knee, and then now, we don't like that because I need to represent for these people over here.
Right. Nah, I think the 49ers also contribute to that because you brought a destructive coach in.
Yeah.
And then you're a destructive organization. You think about it, 4 years ago, they were on the run Super Bowls. They were doing great things with Jim Harbaugh. And then all of a sudden, you have issues with them and you're going to drop them.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you
true.
haven't been good prior to Jim Harbaugh since you had this whole Steve situation and everything.
Shouldn't have never let him go.
So you're saying that your organization was better off not having that structure, and then even after that happened, you lost a lot of players to leaving, retiring, or whatever that situation was.
Right.
Out of just your organization. It's funny that the concussion issue is a big issue, but all of a sudden there's like 5 players on your team that would rather go home and not play football, but they're instead of playing for your team.
Yeah.
Like there has to be something wrong with that organization. There has to be something in-house that hasn't came out yet.
Well, yeah, that's true. And also in the defense of the organization, when Kaepernick donated from when he had the top selling jersey, and he donated $1 million to privately, organizations and stuff like that that's for the cause. The 49ers also, I believe it was the owner that also donated money as well. I think it was like $10 million or something like that. So I would blame it more so on the coaching because they got the final control of everything. Chip Kelly, that's how he does. If he come into a team, he wants total control over everything. You can't tell him what to do. So I will point this into that direction of them, but they have to play Kaepernick. Yeah. Or you can just give your season an ending right now.
He is their only X factor they
have.
Yeah. And I'm not saying Kaepernick is elite because he hasn't played really much in the past couple of years.
Right.
But he brings the potential he can throw the ball.
Yes.
With speed and touch. He can run the ball. He understands offense. He understands defense.
Definitely.
He's definitely your X factor. And when you leave him on the bench, you're just leaving your team vulnerable to be predictable. And that's what Blaine Gabbert is. He's predictable.
Do you think the defense, what do you thought was better with the 49ers, the defense or the offense? Because the offense looked horrible to me. I think the defense was trying because the Cardinals was not able to do so much. I mean, they scored every quarter except for the first.
I mean, they still have a good defense.
Right.
Again, it's not the Jim Harbaugh elite defense, but it's still a good defense.
Okay.
I mean, you look at 32 teams in the league all have good defenses. It's just how elite their defenses are.
Right.
You look at Denver and the amount of players they have, amount of Pro Bowlers, and that's an elite defense. That's hard to get past.
Definitely.
But no team in the league has technically a bad defense. They just are missing some of the factors that make them great.
Right.
And that's what I said. The 49ers have a good defense. They can hold up with the best of them, and they proved that this year. They definitely have a crappy offense with no identity. Are you going to throw? Are we going to run? Are we going to use Hyde? What are we going to do in this circumstance? And we have no idea. They also don't have a big tier wide receiver to kind of give some cushion to it.
Definitely, yeah.
You need a big tier wide receiver, a big tier tight end. You got rid of all those players. I think Torrey Smith is technically the number 1 wide receiver.
But we haven't heard nothing. Yeah, we're not hearing about it.
He wasn't much in Baltimore.
Definitely.
Well, and he wasn't much here. Baltimore, what he was good at was getting that pass interference call.
Right.
So he wasn't really much down there. He's not holding down records or career passes.
Nah, he's just applying a little pressure.
Yeah, he would get those pass interference, 15, 45-yard pass interference penalties and push them down the field. But he's not doing anything for them. It's Curley. He used to play for the Jets. Now their kind of star wide receiver. But still, he's not much of a wide receiver.
You got to have a good quarterback to get him the ball so he can be that star,
Well, if you're not going to have the great wide receiver, then you need to have a great quarterback. And
that's true.
Why I say that is you look at Seattle with Russell Wilson. Now, Doug Baldwin and them, I'm not knocking you down for anything, but you guys not yet elite wide receivers are close in that category. But you have an excellent quarterback that can get you the ball where you need it to do whatever play make that you need to do, and it allows you to be a better wide receiver in that aspect.
Right.
When you have a crappy quarterback like Blaine Gabbert, then nobody's going to look good. Not even Blaine Gabbert.
So in your opinion, do you think 49ers are done? or they got a
it's kind of a washout year. I mean, I can see them. I can see them definitely like ruining somebody's playoff career because their chances this year because they have that capability.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not expecting to see them in the playoffs. Or anything.
But you can only see that with Kaepernick or somebody else at quarterback.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. So let's go into one of the biggest talks right now is Mr. Brady, the back of Brady. What do you think of the back of Brady?
I think Brady's going to come back. If he could, he'd be wearing all black and he'd be taking over the league. I think he has some revenge. He's playing the Browns, which defensively and offensively are just struggling right now with all the injuries they have. Mm-hmm. And Gronk hasn't been really involved into the game, and some other, like Chris Hogan hasn't been really involved in the game. And I think the weapons are there, and I think Brady might struggle in the first quarter, but I think he's going to light him up. Light him up.
Now, statistics say that the Browns always gave them. They never really play each other all the time anyway. The Browns give them a little struggle, meaning points-wise, they're not really going to put up as much points as the Patriots, but they might have an opportunity to upset them. Do you believe this?
If this wasn't a game after a suspension for Tom Brady, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, because small teams have gave the Patriots problems. Yes. Miami's always given the Patriots problems. True. And you always look at Miami and like, who are you? Like, why are you doing this to them? But I think, like I said, there's this revengeance, this additive to today's game that's going to put a chip on Brady's shoulder to kind of go out and prove to the league that this is the reason why I'm the best quarterback in the league. That I think that's what the Browns are here to fight for. Right. They're going to have to take on Brady's kind of chip, and that's going to be a hard thing to do because we all know when Brady's motivated, he's going to blow up teams.
Yeah, I mean, especially when he has that chip, he tries to score so many touchdowns in one quarter.
Well, I saw a great stat the other day. The Patriots have only been shut out since Brady's been part of the team 4 times. After that, they've came back and put a 53-plus margin on any team afterwards.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. That's like, you just got blown out. Without Brady, though, but you got blown out.
Yeah.
And Brady's coming back from suspension.
Yeah.
And Brady has some stuff to prove. He wants Roger Goodell hand him that trophy at the end of the year. He wants to laugh at him.
Excuse me. Got a little cold. But yeah, I mean, so do you see, because the way of anger, I believe they played, was it the Bills or the Dolphins 2 years ago, and they put up 56 points on them?
I think it was the Dolphins.
It was the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
It was also snowing as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you see that type of game, like that type of revenge, like
yeah. No,
I'm trying to score 60.
I'm looking at like 42 points. I'm looking at somewhere in there.
42 what? 42-10?
We'll give him 42-10.
Okay.
42-10. I think 42-7.
Hold on. Pause for a second. You said we'd give them, like, they might not even score a touchdown?
I mean, it's kind of like, Michael Jordan trying to play a kid on the court, and he kind of spots them 4 to play the 5.
Okay.
We're going to spot them 10. So even if the score is 42-0, we'll automatically put 10 up on the board just to make them feel good.
So kind of like what they've been making the jokes on Brady and so forth with the deflate. So they want to say they deflate balls. They're going to deflate the team.
Yeah, they're going to just deflate.
And just deflate them.
No. I mean, really, can you really bump up Cleveland at all? I mean,
no.
There is no inflating. I mean, LeBron's trying to do what he got to do in there, but Cleveland is still a sore place to be.
Yeah, I mean, they had a little air with RG3, and then as soon as we rocked the mess out of him, his next week he just couldn't do it no more.
Well, they have no offensive line. Honestly, like, I was hopeful, and I made a prediction on this show, and unfortunately it's not going to come true, that RG3 was going to be the comeback player of the year.
Right.
And I'd never paid attention to the Browns' offensive line, and they were playing horrible. And as you see, they knocked out 3 other quarterbacks. Now you have a backup quarterback, and then you have a wide receiver who used to be a quarterback playing quarterback for you.
Right.
Browns are just, hey, look, it's going to be, you guys, just like the 49ers, it's going to be a rough couple years, finally, or the rest of this year.
And they're in Cleveland today, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe they are. I mean, excuse me for not having that exact stats, fans. But I believe that the Patriots are not home. I believe they're in Cleveland. If my memory serves.
We're looking it up.
Okay. Well, while we're looking it up, I mean, so G Nice is only giving them Yes, they are in Cleveland. They are in Cleveland. They are in Cleveland now.
Yep.
Even on the bet odds, the bets are saying that they're giving the Browns 10.5 points because they see it's going to be a blowout. And anybody that went for the Browns, I betted on the Browns on a teaser. I would definitely rip up that ticket. I don't think that ticket is going to happen. The revenge of Brady is really going to take over this year. Plus, they got a couple guys back themselves, so I actually see a real opportunity of them winning with flying colors. Like, it's not even going to be worth watching the game because you just like want to see the ending score. Like, it's going to be like the Oprah talk when she gave away cars. Like, you know, you get an interception, you get an interception. You want to score a touchdown, you score a touchdown. And, you know, Brady don't get out the game for nothing. He don't give the second string, third string an opportunity to play. He's like, no, this is me. I'm doing this for fun. I'm going to have fun with him.
You know, I made a statement the other week on this show about backup quarterbacks in that aspect.
Right.
I think that's what it is. I think, you know, the league is missing that. You think about when you had Brett Favre and all them other in there, they weren't giving their backups opportunity to come in and play. You sat down and you watched me play. And if I felt like giving you a possession during practice, you got it.
Right.
I'm telling you, if I was an NFL quarterback, I'm not giving up a darn possession because you ain't taking my job.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're healthy. If you're a little injured, they probably want to sit out for a second. But you know,
no.
Oh, even if you're
even
injured?
when I had the flu, we still throwing balls. You sitting down, and you're gonna bring me my orange juice. That's pretty much all you're gonna do. Like at NFL, the turnover rate is so high in positions. You can't give it up.
No, you're right.
You can't give it up. And I'm sorry, I'm not giving up my quarterback position because that's the highest paid position in the league.
Right. So all right. So we know that this game is done. It's in the bag. Brady's gonna come back with a great celebration, which is the Browns. So it's not really a great win per se, because if he loses this game, you're going to look like you suck just for that week.
Yep.
But if you win this game, it's like, we knew that he was going to do it. Belichick's going to have a great play to shut them down at all times. And this is going to just be a fun game. So
I think there's a lot of storylines for this game as well, because you think about Belichick and used to being the coach of the Browns,
right?
And I'm pretty sure that's going to be brought up in the situation. Tom Brady being back,
right?
Gronk being back,
right?
Pryor being a slash player. I mean, there's a lot of good storylines to watch this game for. A lot of good storylines.
Okay. So let's look at a game that's really not the biggest talk, because we're still trying to figure these teams out. We actually think they're kind of out of there, but they still have an opportunity. Let's look at the Colts and the Bears. The Colts and the Bears is playing today in Indianapolis at 1 o'clock. What do you feel about this game? I mean, I'm looking at the stat right now, and it says the Colts running back Frank Gore needs 20 rushing yards today to pass Jim Brown's 9th place on the NFL all-time rushing list. What do you feel? I mean, I think
that might be a hard stat to complete this week,
okay,
because the Colts are always playing from behind.
Yes, definitely.
If the Colts can get up and play, that's maybe that stat could be achieved today.
I mean, it's only 20 yards, you know.
I'm still serious about saying that. And there's nothing to take away. It just, again, their offensive line isn't that great.
Right.
And their game planning seems, again, to be only fourth quarter related. And you watched the game last week when they were in London. They did nothing for 3 quarters. Absolutely nothing.
You're right.
I turned off the game, came back to it, and I was like, wait, this game is close. Like, they can almost win it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I think the Bears are having a lot of injury issues right now, and not good injury issues. They can't really run. White, their wide receiver, is out for the rest of the year. He broke his tibia. So he has a lot of problems going on with it. And Hoyer's been playing pretty good the past couple of weeks. And if he had all his weapons, I would say, you know what, I'm going with the Bears in this one. But I think the Colts might take this one.
Oh, so you still give the win to the Colts?
I still give the Colts the win.
Okay.
Like I said, I think the running game still for the Colts isn't really there.
Okay.
I see Andrew Luck maybe 295, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception kind of thing tonight.
Oh. I mean, they're home. So, I mean, 9 out of 10, both teams have the best opportunity at home. I honestly don't really like the Colts, even though I betted on them this week. But I have a flip-flop situation just because of that catch-up. Playing catch-up, you can be down. They down like 10 points or 17 points, and they're trying to play catch-up, and you're forcing throws. You're getting sacked because you're trying to get the ball downfield. And so I see what you're saying about the rushing. Like, they might not be able to get the rushing off if they're down by 10 points or more. But I think the Bears also have an opportunity too. The Bears really need this win. With second string quarterback being in, I think that now they can actually he can take advantage of this if he can bring the team together, because the Bears are decent. You know, they're not motivated enough now because they're going through a lot, with this weak Cutler situation. He's just giving up just on the fly. You don't know what he's going to do, so.
Cutler's trash. He's over. I mean, he's not over in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Chicago seems to have a love for him for some reason, and I don't really understand why.
Oh, no.
But realistically, his career's over. He's never wanted to be that all-elite quarterback like he has the potential to be.
Right. So that's another game we toss up. We say it's more so up in the air, but if you had to pick, you would go with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts this week.
Okay.
Like I said, I often don't trust the Colts.
Uh-huh.
But I think this week is going to be a good week for them.
Yeah, and also for the bettors out there like me, the Colts is -4.5, so they have to win by 5. I would say counter this game. I like the Colts, but I also took the Bears with possibly if this game is close by like 1 or 3 points, I think there's a possibility that the Bears can cover the spread but lose the game. Even though the points are low, I don't see them scoring a lot of points today. So it might be a under 47 situation. Let's go to another up in the air game. Let's go to the Dolphins versus the Titans. What do you feel about this? I mean, we talked about the Dolphins might be in an upset situation where they might have a decent season. I'm not seeing a lot from them. It just looks like the normal Dolphins. Then we look at the Titans. DeMarco Murray is a no-go. You don't hear anything about him. He's still trying. And I don't know. I mean, what is your thoughts?
Yeah, this is going to be a hard game to watch. It might be, and my prediction is going to be a very slow game.
Okay.
Nothing too much going on.
Okay.
Arian Foster is technically healthy, but still might be a healthy scratch for today. Mm-hmm. So there goes the Dolphins running game. Mm-hmm. I like the Titans as a whole. I mean, they look good, they play well, but they never play well enough to get a win.
Definitely.
And DeMarco Murray is actually playing pretty good. He's just in a small market team that isn't playing like exciting football.
Okay.
So you're not seeing them highlights on ESPN very well. I mean, he's rushing well. He's putting up almost a touchdown almost every game, and rushing or receiving. But they're just not overly exciting. So that's not going to be able to see. Then again, to say with that is the Titans also don't have any elite wide receivers.
Right.
So you're kind of really forcing it on Marcus Mariota to make the plays, and DeMarco Murray to pick up the dirty yards.
Right. Correct.
So this might be another kind of Arizona San Francisco game where you're going to get a lot of punts, you're going to get a lot of nothing, and then in the fourth quarter we're going to try to make something happen and make it a little exciting.
So more so a field goal game.
Yeah, well, maybe not so much a field goal game. I really think it's more going to be a punting game, and then out of punting
whatever
positions,
happens from this,
we might get some scores out of that.
I mean, I questioned it because we look at last year when they played Week 6. It was. We look at last year when they played each other. Week 6, it was 38-10 Dolphins. Yeah. And we look at back in 2012, which is so far from now, the Titans won 37-3. Totally different teams now. I'm actually glad that in my end on DeMarco Murray, because he threw a little cheap shot at us, that he's playing just like he was over there. So it's not our fault. You haven't been nice since the Dallas Cowboys when they had that line protecting you at all times.
Yeah, well, Chip Kelly kind of killed that for you guys with DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray's the downhill runner. If you watched him from Dallas, that's how he ran. You told him to run inside, you tell him to run straight downhill and let's go, and that's what he did. When he landed to you guys, Chip Kelly is about a spread offense and running side to side to get where you need to, running stretch plays and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's not DeMarco Murray's game. And when you switch that around, with offensive linemen, when you get mobile offensive linemen compared to blocking offensive linemen, it changes your whole perspective. It changes everything. So I do blame a little bit of DeMarco Murray's failures at Philadelphia on himself because his intangibles should have allowed him to adapt to that.
Right.
But everybody has a style, and if you don't play in your style, then you're just not successful. And Chip Kelly didn't decide to play with his style.
Well, I also think that he also played with his feelings. He used his feelings a lot because he didn't like that Chip Kelly was rotating the running backs. I thought that was actually great because it kept you healthy. You kept your energy so you can continue to play, and then it was up to you to make these yards.
But isn't the NFL kind of based on egos, though? Like, you gotta have to have an ego. If you're gonna pay me whatever, they paid him a lot of money to come. You're gonna buy out his contract and pay that much money to come.
Right.
I need to feel the love.
Well, that's true. But this is also a competitive thing too. If you want to get paid more money somewhere else, show that you can adapt to whatever's being thrown to you. At least try. You got to think at certain games he would just leave off and I don't want to play no more. I'd rather you sit me or send me to another team because I don't want to try because I've never done this before, so I can't do it.
But I think the problem with Chip Kelly was that there isn't an offense that fits everybody's style. You need to adapt to the players that you have, not to the way you want to just play.
But hold on.
You can't bring Tom. You're not gonna. Here's a great one. You're not gonna bring Peyton Manning into an offense and tell him to run my offense and not yours,
right?
And expect Peyton Manning to be elite,
right?
Peyton Manning's elite because Peyton Manning runs his offense.
Oh, yeah.
You put him in it. So if you want your player to be the best he can be, you put him in a situation that he is most comfortable in and to be able to succeed. And you just brought him over from having 1,000-yard rushing with Dallas. Why change up what he was doing? Well,
it was also because we had LaShawn McCoy that can do both. So it was
I'd agree. I think Sean McCoy was a sideways runner. He's not a downhill runner. He doesn't run between the tackles very well.
But he completed yards through the tackle, at least 3 to 5.
He danced more back there than he did actually run up the hole.
Sometimes he just definitely by him dancing, stutter stepping before he go, he would get stopped back there. We'd lose 1 or 2 yards. But when he was on and the blocks was good, it was there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little biased in the situation because I felt as though that DeMarco Murray was complaining more than anything. We know the coach had to go, but you could have stuck it out. You could have been waited for us to get the coach out of there, make adjustments to where we're at right now with Doug Peterson, but you wanted to go. First you tried to go back to Dallas, and then Dallas didn't want to cut you that check because they said, hey, you was great with us then.
Right.
Now we have somebody, and you didn't even try to compete in Philadelphia. So we want to pay you this, and he didn't want that, so he went over there and got there, and then now he's at a standstill.
Well, people have issues with, every player has, it's hard to say that you're going to have a great core with your team's front office. It's hard. The reason I say that is, look at Justin Forsett.
Yeah.
Justin Forsett had a great year with the Ravens, did great things for them. He got hurt last year. They brought in other running backs to fill in the slot.
Right.
They cut him so he didn't get his contract.
Right.
Brought him back, and then they just released him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Like that, and that's kind of a slap in the face. So you kind of have to have that alter ego and to kind of stand up there and claim for the things that you want.
Right.
And it may not always look nice. And as a fan, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on that back door.
Right.
We don't know what's going on the business side.
Right.
So, it might have been better off that he just left completely and went to a whole new team and be able to start fresh. Like I said, it's a small market, but, he's actually playing well over there.
You're listening to the Hottest 5 Radio, representing Dover, Delaware, Tri-State, Delmarva, and the Eastern Shore.
Check, and you're going to a game to actually play. But I have no sympathy for you when we're talking football because you try to talk down on our team like we was a vacation. And I take that as a slap in the face. And now you're over there, you're looking like you're taking your own vacation, Like we put you on vacation when you was in Philadelphia, and then now they're about to put you on vacation because you're not competing. But
I think you guys are just pretty hyped because you guys are undefeated currently. I think that hypeness of being undefeated right now, you guys have a lot to say.
Yeah. We can poker chess out. Yeah. Because the Chip Kelly era is going.
Yeah.
Now that they're not there no more, now we feel great. But it's like, DeMarco Murray, you should have left as a scholar. You should have put your head high. And just it was good while it lasted, guys. I got my little front money.
Left like a scholar coming from a Philadelphia fan.
Hey man,
y'all kick people out like nothing else to it.
No, he kicked himself out.
Spartans.
He
y'all
kicked
be
himself
just
out.
kicking people down holes.
No.
Look.
Listen, we ain't no saints. We ain't no saints because I'm still to this day mad about the T.O. situation. I'm still to this day mad about Jeremy Maclin. So hey, we got Big Mike in here. What's going on, Big Mike? See, he didn't walk into the middle of the little rave back and forth where, they're talking about I don't know how we got on my Eagles, but yeah, But anyway, I'm still mad about some guys, but DeMarco Murray, we thought it was an opportunity, a person that can adapt. You're getting paid all that money, so it looked like you could adapt, and you couldn't. So now you're on another team, and then we're going to see what these Dolphins and Titans are going to do today. He might have a breakout play against them with the run. Like you said, he's still scoring touchdowns. He's just so quiet. I don't see anything really happening. happening with him.
Small market.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, so I think that this game is iffy for me because I think the Titans are actually going to win this game. I don't know how, but I actually really believe the Titans are going to win this game and control the situation. The Dolphins, per se, they look good. Dolphins definitely look good, but I'm going to give it to the Titans. And, what do you think, Big Mike?
I would have to roll with the Titans. I mean, you're looking at. We're having the DeMarco Murray conversation.
Uh-huh.
DeMarco Murray is averaging 5.2.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
D-Nice just pointing to that. Yeah,
5.2. Yeah, he's in the top 10 in rushing in the league right now.
Right.
I mean, you're looking at he's not going to be the deciding factor, but he's going to be an excellent complement to what they got going on today.
Definitely. Well, yeah. So you like the Titans to win this game?
Yeah, if I'm betting, I'm going Titans all the way today.
Okay. Well, bettors out there, we see that it's a slow game. Nobody knows how it's going to go. I mean, the Titans are getting 3.5 points, so we believe it's going to be a field goal. It's not going to be a lot of scores back and forth. Field goals and punts all game. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. So let's go to an undefeated team right now. Let's say the Vikings and the Texans. The Vikings are home. They're 1:00 game today. Time is ticking, so we're getting close to that game. Is this a must-watch game, or is this another game that the top dog is going to control?
I want to count out Minnesota like every week. Every week I want to. And this week I feel like I have a good reason because Stephon Diggs is out for this game.
Ooh.
And that's their top wide receiver.
Right.
But every time I feel like I need to cut them out short, they show up and they play.
Yeah.
And I think it all comes down to defense. I think their defense definitely plays harder than their offense, and it gives Sam Bradford opportunities to win games.
Do you think that this is a competitive team that they're playing against, or is the Texans in a hole right now with J.J. Watt being
Texans
out?
are highly competed. They are going to highly compete during this game.
Right.
I think Brock Osweiler has some learning to do still. I mean, being a starter on a brand new team, and you watch him throwing some interceptions last week and so on. I think the Texans' issue is just they have no running game. Lamar Miller is just not holding it down for them. They're not really overly trying with that situation.
Right.
And they're having also trouble getting the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. They haven't schemed out better ways to get him. I mean, you got to look at other teams that have elite wide receivers. Us Steelers, we have Antonio Brown. We find ways to get him the ball. We find different schemes. They're just not doing it with DeAndre Hopkins.
Big Mike? Mm-hmm. True.
Well, you also look at the Texans and their secondary. They don't really have much of a secondary. So for this game, even if this game could be offensive powered by Minnesota just solely on the aspect that they're playing a weaker defense and they are capable of moving the ball down the field. They're not playing a Green Bay. They're not playing anybody tough where they have to rely on defense in this one.
Waterboy. I mean, listen. They're what, 4-0 now?
Right.
Okay, they're 4-0. 3 of them wins came with Waterboy being on there.
Right.
Until they make the playoffs with Waterboy, he will always have the name Waterboy to me. Nope. You're right. Okay.
Oh, yeah, and you think about it. When they get Adrian Peterson back, I think they said probably like week 7, it's going to even be up for them in that aspect because he's going to have another great back behind him to kind of time manage that for himself.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think definitely there's a chip on his shoulder for all the things that are being said about him not being a good quarterback, his issues in Philadelphia. You definitely see that there's a little bit more aspiration to prove himself a little bit more. If not, the aspiration isn't to go throw for 400 yards, but it is to win. And you see that he's making smarter plays. He feels way more confident in the pocket. You see that he's trying to get his team rallied together to win games. You did not see that in Philadelphia.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. They definitely going to be a problem because the way Green Bay's playing, that the Bears are not being competitive, the Lions are not being competitive in that area. They are on the verge of going ahead and possibly taking over that division and pushing themselves in the playoffs. No problems.
So would you say that this is the protection that's making Waterboy nice, or is it really him evolving with a team that's good?
I think it's him stepping in his role. Mm-hmm. I think, and I know you as a Philly fan, but I would say Carson Wentz's his success is based on the protection that he has in front of him. Not saying he's not talented, but being a rookie, there's so much stuff you need to learn, so much things you need to adapt to, and it's so much easier to do when your line's giving you 8-9 seconds in the pocket to throw. Now, when, as you say, Waterboy was back there quarterbacking, he didn't have that time back there. It was a 4 seconds, let's get the ball out of my thing and play. Now him in Minnesota, he has this chip on his shoulder that he's going to time management and get a win. Every day he's going to turn back and look at you guys at Philadelphia and be like, what you thought I wasn't, I am, and here is how I am. Yep. Highest paid rookie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was no ceiling for him. It was just win if you can.
So okay, not having that quote unquote weight, it's not really him showing his skills. It's a team helping him move further along.
Well, you know what?
Okay.
But I think also, he got his team to rally around him after his first win, and then after his second win, the team definitely rallied around him.
Right.
And he he leads them right now. They actually have a leader on that for once. And I don't think Minnesota expected that to come out of the Sam Bradford situation. I think they would just get us by for the year. Let's get Teddy Bridgewater back neck year.
Right.
Let's make that roll.
Right.
And now it comes to a conflict because Sam Bradford's won over that locker room. He's won over those coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And by being a good, consistent quarterback, he's not doing anything great. He's not, the next greatest or elite quarterback. But he is an upgrade of Alex Smith, and the meaning is that I need to manage my team. I need to put my team in positions to win,
right.
And then I need to get the ball to the players that are X factors, like Stephon Diggs, Kyle Rudolph.
Right.
Let me get it to them. And once he gets more weapons back, like I said, once Adrian Peterson comes back, that team could be pretty much unstoppable because on top of it, his division is playing like crap.
Well, that's true. I mean, but I also think looking at Sam Bradford and looking at Carson Wentz, I would take Wentz anyway, not because we're undefeated, but also to the fact of Wentz seems more comfortable. Sam Bradford always looked lost. He always looked lost in a game trying to figure out what is the next move to do.
For you guys, he seemed very lost.
Right.
If you look at him in the pocket right now in Minnesota, he feels comfortable.
Right.
His feet are not chattering. His hands are not patting that ball. He is not panning the field in terror. He is going through progressions. He's comfortable. With you guys, he did not feel comfortable.
So you would say that he found his team. If we question
he found his team and himself. But he found his comfort level.
But see, G Nice, we also question this: is what if Teddy comes back? What is the move then?
Like I said, I don't think they expected him to win over the locker room. I don't expect him to win over the coaches, and I don't think they expected him to play as well he was playing.
Okay.
So it's going to be a conflict if Teddy comes back.
Okay.
But there's already a conflict with Teddy himself coming back because how severe his injury is.
Definitely.
He will not be the quarterback that he was.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, he did it. I mean, he did it in a new. They just got a new stadium. They had their little Viking chant. I mean, They really have this. He has really won over Minnesota and everything included in it. And like I said, next year it's going to be difficult to figure out what you do with Teddy Bridgewater, what you do with Bradford. But I don't think they're thinking about that right now. I think right now they're thinking about Week 5. How are we going to get a win or are we not?
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's go into a couple things real quick because we got about 15 minutes to kick off for our 1 o'clock games. Let's go into a couple games. Let's talk about G Nice, your Steelers versus the Jets. What do you think about y'all playing at home and stuff like that? I think it might be an easy win, but do you think the Jets might have an opportunity?
I don't know. You have Eric Decker for the Jets. He's out.
Yes.
You
indeed.
have Matt Forte coming off some injuries.
Which
he's
is not
gonna
100%.
play.
Yeah,
but he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Fitzpatrick leading the league and throwing the ball to the other team. So I don't really know what the Jets right now. They have an okay defense. They just haven't been able to put it all together. Last year, they put it all together, and I was predicting them to have a really good season this year. But only having Brandon Marshall being able to be your star player in the past 2 games, he's only put up 4 yards. I mean, he just can't be there. And the way we're playing right now, it's intimidating. It's intimidating walking into the field with us.
So,
you know what? I'm not even really too concerned about that.
ooh.
Brown's definitely going to go at him. Revis Island against Brown is not even there. Brown bought it, then sold it off as a territory. I mean, Revis Island is gone. But I'm just saying, that's what Brown, you know what?
Yeah, right?
But that's the way Brown has changed things. I mean, look at Josh Norman. Josh Norman, we know, as being one of the best corners in the league. And Brown put it to him. Even though there wasn't that many times against him, every time they competed, it was a tough matchup. Brown did the same thing to what's his name from Seattle. He's just a hard wide receiver to guard overall. 100%. Oh, yeah. I'm just waiting for Monday morning to see DJ Kelly and Antonio Brown making some Snapchats about that stuff. It's going to be business is booming.
So real quick, what do you pick? You pick the Steelers over the Jets? Big Mike? Okay. We have somebody just tuned into our live chat actually on Facebook. Shout out to everybody that's listening right now. But Clifton just commented. He said, let's see. He said, let's get some Skins and Ravens chatter. What do y'all think about the Skins and the Ravens?
Battle of the highway. I like it.
Okay.
I'm actually going Redskins.
Okay.
I think Redskins have an offense where Ravens don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure at all, if you watch in the games this year, the Ravens, how they're actually able to compete in games, because they don't have really a lead of anything. I'm not going to want to say I'm taken away by not playing any really good teams, because if you make the NFL, you're a good team. I'm sorry to say that, but you're part of it. But I think this year, just the fact that they haven't had to face anybody with an elite offense, and the first test now is going to be the Redskins. No. The first test of a form of an offense is going to be the Redskins.
Well, the Ravens are the defense is better than the offense, in my point.
Well, it's always been that way,
right? And then we have this talk. We have the Steve Smith talk with Josh Norman.
Yeah,
who's going to be the better, and they both trash talk at the same time. So, what do y'all feel about that? Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Like I said, I'm still sticking with the Redskins. I think Jordan Reed is definitely an elite tight end.
That's the guy you need to stop.
I think he is definitely going to be the hard person to stop. I thought last week the Redskins running game picked up and started playing a little bit better in that aspect. Definitely. We need to get Deshaun Jackson more involved into it, get that deep threat going. I think the Redskins also have a better defense overall.
Okay.
Overall against the Ravens. I think the Ravens have some things. I think that what the Redskins can't do is allow it to be a tight game, because the X factors for the Ravens is Justin Tucker. Can he kick a football? And if you kick a football and then he's dancing you, and then the game dancing in the middle of your field, this is not going to be a fun feeling. Oh no, yeah. Right. Right. Six, yep.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, and in the picks of y'all, what do you pick, G Nice?
Oh, Redskins.
Big Mike? I'm going to go with the Redskins. I'm going to go with the Redskins on this one. I think the Ravens going to play short. So let's go over some teams real quick. We got a little quick 10-minute run. Teams that we didn't speak on. Let's say Broncos and the Falcons. What do y'all feel about this game today? Broncos are home.
It's a tough one.
Okay.
I don't think the Falcons can reproduce what they did last week, and that scares me a little bit.
Okay.
But Paxton Lynch being back there scares me a little bit, just because it's kind of you're kind of getting to the middle of the season, and now you have your rookie quarterback back in there who looked good during preseason, but preseason's preseason. I might go Falcons in this one.
Ooh. Oh. Well, I'm on the edge on this one because, even with me sports betting and so forth, I picked the Broncos at home. That climate is totally different, and the defense is very hard to shut down that defense, even when their offense is really not putting up points. So they actually slow the other team down, where they result in only field goals and so forth. So I want to say the Broncos, but then on the betting side, I want to say the Falcons is going to cover these, these 5.5 points.
It's tough. I you know what? And I'm still gonna go Falcons.
Okay.
I think Mohamed Sanu might be the X factor this game instead of Julio Jones, just because he's getting lost kind of in the mix of this aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that Paxton Lynch is not going to be able to keep the offense on the field long enough to put up points. And if anything, if Denver's going to win, what they're known for right now is that their defense is going to have to intercept and run stuff back.
Defense wins games, man.
But if Julio Jones is still feeling the way he's feeling after last Sunday, that could be a scary, scary, scary day for Denver.
Okay. Right. Okay, well, so tell me real quick. Rams or the Bills? Rams being at home, they're playing the Bills. Bills just came off a okay week, even though they, Okay, so you can... Now, LaShawn McCoy was talked to be out, but now he's questionable to actual playing, so he's actually playing, so that's going to mean a lot to them today. But is it just like last week hype, moving on?
This is another hard one because I'm not sure how LA even wins games either right now.
Right.
I mean, they just not really producing, but they're home. I'm going to go with LA on this one. I think the Bills was a big fluke last week. I think it's just not going to happen again.
Yes.
What running back can make any form of impact in a game with 9, 10, 11 people in the box against you because they have no wide receivers. They have Tavon Austin that they just paid a lot of money to.
True.
That has absolutely done nothing this season. So you put a running back and put 10, 9 people in the box, it's hard to stop. Even Adrian Peterson had that issue for a point in time where they're putting 11 in the box and telling him, I need you to beat 11 players. It's just not capable.
So who you going with?
I'm going LA. I'm going LA anyways.
Well, sports bettors, Rams, that game is only 2.5 points. So actually, can the Rams win by, if they can score some touchdowns, can the Rams win by 3 points? Yes, they can. But I think the Bills might actually come out on top on this game. Let's go. Yes? Yeah, that's what I was about to get to now. Bengals and Cowboys. Now, these Cowboys fans that's listening in, I think you're going to get upset because the Bengals are going to really blow y'all out. I don't see y'all winning this game, even y'all at home. Jerry World is just a playground for sponsorship. What do y'all think? Yeah, what do you think?
I'm going Bengals. Bengals just has too much offensive power against you, Dallas. Dallas has good stuff, but Dez is supposed to be playing today with his little knee injury.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think Ezekiel Elliott has had a really great season, but this is your first test against a real hard-nosed defense that has to play with you guys.
Right.
And you don't have a passing weapon that's going to take away, again, 9, 10 in the box against Ezekiel Elliott. You're just going to really force it. Dallas has a great offensive line that could help that cause, but I'm silly. You can't match up against 11 people standing in the box against you guys.
Definitely not. Interceptions.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Oh.
Right.
I'm giving A.J. Green 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think it's going to be an A.J. Green show today.
Yeah, I think that Dallas is going to
100%.
meet their match. I think that the Bengals defense is actually going to shut Dak down. You know, I don't think that he's going to get that showmanship like he did before. So my pick goes on the Bengals. Even with the betting odds, it's only 1.5 points. So they actually really don't know where this game is actually going to go. So I would take the Bengals with this 1.5 points. D-Nice, you said Bengals?
Yep.
Okay. Okay,
Yep.
One thing, real quick. Raiders, Chargers. What do y'all think?
Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders all day. Chargers put up a lot of points like we were speaking about before, but I'm sorry. Not a lot of points. They put up a lot of yards.
Yeah. They lead the NFL in most possessions with a lead.
Yes.
But that always kills himself in the fourth quarter because they can't close it out.
Definitely. Okay, let's speak on one game for the 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock real quick. Packers versus the Giants. Packers at home versus the Giants.
I want to say Packers.
Uh-huh.
I want the Packers to get Randall Cobb involved into the game. He's fallen off their offensive world. If he gets involved, it's Packers all the way. Their defense is there. Clay Matthews is back. Everybody's ready to go. Giants, I think there's too much distractions with Beckham and his little antics and crying and getting beat up by everything on the sideline. It just is too much, and I don't think they're able to manage that.
Right. Big Mike? It's 7.5 points. Okay, so I all say Packers too. I think the Giants are a big emotional team right now, so they're going through a lot. I don't see them winning. Let's speak on Monday. Cam Newton is out. Real quick, for a quick minute, let's go. Cam Newton's out. What do you think?
Carolina. I think they're going to get a little live and a little change out their offense a little bit, allow him to sit back and throw the ball. I think we're going to get Carolina to win that game.
Big Mike? Buccaneers? Tampa Bay?
I think they're going to just do less. They have to do less. They don't have to catch Cam Newton running around on the field. They don't have to block, the whole sideline for him to play. They literally just need to hold down a pocket and let him get the ball where it needs to be. It's a lot less work.
Well, I would say, guys, stay away from this game if you're betting because we don't know where this is going to go. So
be a lot of points on the board. That's all I can tell you. There's going to be a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, exactly.
There's going to be a lot of points on the board.
Yeah. If you're going to bet on this, just wait till Monday, pick the early bird, and bet like that. But thank y'all for tuning in to the hottest live radio. We're the Culdesac. We're your host of the most from the East Coast with the best sports in town. Thank y'all for tuning in. In and out.